All right, guys, day 2. We're out here releasing pairs at a time, one box at a time, I mean to say. And I figure while I'm doing that, might as well go over the breeding pairs for this coming season. We'll start with the very first box, guys, and I apologize, I can't find my freaking light to save my life. So I'm sure we can see the birds just fine. Box and pair number 1, guys, this year is 600 over Coco Hen. You guys know Coco Hen. She's an older hen than my loft. She's bred me an unbelievable amount of good birds over the years for me and others. I put her over 600 this year. 600 comes from a good friend of mine, Travis Bemboom in Minnesota, bred off of his really super performing recessive reds. He sent me 2. I kept this one because he was much darker. I don't really like a lot of the white in my birds, especially when it comes to recessives. I love a solid red. He's a really gorgeous bird. I bred him last season. He bred me real well, but I'm hoping to really increase those odds. So I put him over Coco Hen this year, twofold. I'm excited to see how they perform. I'm also excited to see what kind of colors they cast out. Again, you know, recessives, you need 2 copies to make color, so not expecting a recessive youngster, but I could get some really weird and odd colors, so I'm kind of excited about that. Again, performance is number 1, but it's also fun to play from time to time. So pair number 1, guys, 600 over Coco Hen. There they go, gorgeous looking pair. We'll see what they look like. We'll move on to pair number 2 here shortly. Let them eat and drink, and we go from there, guys. Moving on to pair number 2 this season. Another pair I'm super excited about. We got Cinco times Sylvia. Cinco is from Firebird. Cinco raced in Little Loft, not last year, but the year before. I think it was one of the best birds in of the season. There was obviously multiple good birds, but I think he was one of the best birds of the season. And Sylvia was a gift from Matus, sent to me the year before. Bred them last year. They bred really good youngsters. I'm excited to see what they can do together. Pair number 2, guys, this season is Cinco times Sylvia. We'll see what they do. I think it's going to be a really nice couple, and I'm hoping they give me a couple red checks. You know me and reds, kind of a sucker for that. But let's let them out. Let's let them eat and drink, get some fresh grit in their system, and really excited about that pair. All right, guys, pair number 3 for the season. Another pair I'm excited about. Truly, I'm excited about every pair, so you might get that same phrase when it comes to every single pair. But nonetheless, guys, this is Crispy. You guys know Crispy. You guys know his performance, his breeding performance, more importantly. And this season, I'm pairing him over a daughter off a gingerbread man. This was a late hatch that I stocked. It was gingerbread man bred over the Polish hen, and I stocked 2 youngsters, her and her brother. This was a late hatch. I wasn't racing in 24, so I decided to keep them. Honestly, I kept both, and mostly her because of the color. She's a red grizzle. She looks just like gingerbread man. I thought it was a cockbird. It ended up being a hen, which is fine. She's yet to prove herself and earn a name, so she's not yet named. We'll see how she does this year. I figure if I put her over Crispy bred me multiple race winners and top performing birds, so no excuse to not breed equally as good, if not better, right? That's our hope. We hope to get that click pair that breeds better than the year before. So we'll see. We're thinking Ginger Snap, but let's let her earn her name and earn her box and earn her place here at the loft. So pair number 3, Crispy over a daughter of gingerbread man. We'll call her that for right now. Another gorgeous looking pair. We'll see what they do. Okay, guys, moving on to box number 4. Pair number 4 this year, we have Lucky made it over the Hapico hen. Lucky's from Jason Jordan. His band number is 413. Lucky raced at the Little Loft competition in California. I believe that Cinco went to Larry. That would be Fire 5. And Lucky went to Tom. Both birds did super that year. Actually, I think they were the very top pigeons of that year. There's a lot of birds there, guys. A lot of good guys. I'm not trying to, knock anybody, but these birds definitely were standouts, and it's something I wanted to move forward with. Not only that, but Lucky is inbred or line bred back to King Sade, and I also have a sister down in that bottom corner, which we'll go over here shortly. But pair number 4, guys, Lucky times Hapico. Hapico is a direct daughter off of Hapico Cock. Hapico Cock, unfortunately, was retired this year. This hen, I bred a round of late hatches for a local guy here who was going to race them in Old Bird Series. And as I was grabbing that hen out of the box, something just told me to stock her. I don't know what it was. I think maybe it was the feather quality. Again, not much you can really see when babies are in the bowl, but something about this little hen just said to stock her, and I did. I ran out of bands, so I banded her with the year before band number, and wouldn't you know it, a couple days later I lost a youngster, so I took that band. So now she's double banded. She's a daughter off of Hapico. When Hapico was mated to 133, 133 was related to Hapico, and they were related on the cock side, so it's inbred. Back to my 155 line, old Sticklebault Becker stuff. So I stocked her. This is the first year that I'm going to use her over a really good cockbird. Again, I'm excited about this pair, guys, and we'll see what they can do. Lucky times Hapico. We'll call them that for this season. Pair number 4. All right, pair number 5 this year, guys. Box number 5. We have Boy Blue. Boy Blue is mated over Muslim hen. That is not her religious beliefs. That's just the name of the guy who gave her to me, who gifted her to me. Local guy, super racer. He won the big race this year. I think he won one of the 3 big races this year. Took first and second, over $15,000 won in that race. It was a gift from him. Unfortunately, he really focuses on the money races, so he doesn't really race club. Very little performance in her background apart from the top 3 races that she's gone to. She's made it through all 3, so she's worth keeping, worth stocking. Her background is from the Magic Maker stuff, Bobby Gonzalez birds from Florida. I'm not sure. I didn't ask for a pedigree, nor do I really care. We're going to try her out, guys. We'll call her the Muslim hen just from the simple fact she comes from Muslim. And we'll see what they do. Looks like Boy Blue must have hurt his leg in some way. He seems to be limping. Probably all the chaos in the loft when I was cleaning and moving birds in and out. But he should be just fine. Boy Blue times the Muslim hen. We'll see what they do this year. He's really looking good, man. He's about 2019, so he's getting up there in age. He's getting that nice traditional Homer look. Really good looking bird. Again, excited about this pair as well. We'll see what they can do, guys. Back up, let them come out and eat and drink. Oh, sitting on my milk crate and just waiting to let out the next pair. It's getting cold though, I'll be honest, it's getting real cold. We'll see you guys in the next pair. Moving right along, we have an empty box there. So pair number 6 this year is at the very bottom here, or the second to bottom. This year, let me zoom in. We have the nest mate to the little grizzle hen in the top corner. So that's Gingerbread Man mated over 178, which is the Polish hen. That was a stocked bird. Again, I stocked both of those just for future breeding in case I do lose Gingerbread Man. This year I decided to put him over Fire 126. Fire 126 was a bird sent to me by Firebird Loft. It raced phenomenally well in my loft. Second best bird, I believe, to my loft. More importantly, she was first on a really tough 300, placing 6th. I think I was, if I remember right, second loft in that. She placed 6th place on it was a smash 300. It earned her spot in my loft, being second best bird. And I think it was my second champion bird as well in the points. But again, more importantly, she placed 6th. It was my first bird home on a smash 300. That's the kind of birds I really like to move forward with. So I think giving him a chance to prove himself over a phenomenal racing hen could be the key combination here. We'll see, guys. Again, excited about this pair. We'll see what they can do. I'm expecting some nice colors. There's going to be a lot of red this year, guys. I stocked a lot of Gingerbread Man babies, and a lot of that red comes from there, with the exception of one bird. So pair number 6, guys, we'll call, we let him earn his name right now. We'll just call him a son of Gingerbread Man. Made it over Fire 126. Alright, guys, we took a short recess because I was getting way too cold. Let's get back at it. This is pair number 7. This, as you guys know, is Warren 155. My top producing cockbird in the money races. One of my foundation cockbirds. Only second, I'd probably say one of my top 3 between him, Boy Blue, and Gingerbread Man. My very best producing cockbird. This year I decided to mate him over my best racing hen, the champion bird to my loft this year, a gift that was sent to me from Matus. This is 3205. At the very end, she edged out 126 for champion bird. Again, my best racing hen of the season. I'm going to breed to one of my best breeding cocks. The odds are there. I mean, how can you go wrong? I guess time will tell. Time will tell if this is a click mating or not. I think they balance each other off really nicely. Another pair I'm super excited to see how they produce. Again, best breeding cock to best racing hen of the season. I think that's going to lead to some pretty good youngsters. At least we hope, right? There's no guarantees in this sport. All we can do is try our best and try to increase our odds even by 1% every single season. I think we'll get there, guys. Warren 155. And we have yet to give her a name. Let's see what she does this season, and let's see what name sparks. We'll see you guys on the next pair. All right, moving on to pair number 8. Pair number 8 was featured in the last video as my thumbnail. You guys know Gingerbread Man. Over the years, he's been one of my top producing cockbirds. This year, he's proven to be a sire and grandsire to winners, not just good birds, but outright winners. We sent a youngster or a grandchild off of Gingerbread Man, off of his daughter, to Firebird, and I believe Firebird may have won the 200 or 250 with that child. Again, the birds that have made it here, my top breeding cocks, are not only sires but also grandsires to winners, and not just good birds. So it's kind of why they've earned their box. This year, I've made them over a gift from Jason Jordan. This is Roxy. Roxy is a direct daughter off of King Saad. I believe on the mother side is a little bit of Black Power. Again, those names don't really mean much to me. She has to produce, and she has to produce good for her to stay. So I'm just throwing it out there to give you guys reference of the bloodline or the background of the bird. I'm excited about this pair. Again, we're going to split the youngsters. Well, I'm going to send most of the youngsters out to race. And then towards the end, I think we're going to have a later mating, a late hatch, and we're going to split those youngsters for future breeding. I think there could be a lot of good potential here. We're going to have to wait and see, guys. Again, excited about this pair. Excited about the color patterns. Gingerbread Man's my boy. I think if I ever had to get rid of everything, he'd probably be the last bird to go. I moved him away from the top box. He shares both of these boxes here. I moved him away from the top box because he had a harder time getting up there with the full crop to feed youngsters, and I didn't want them to fall behind. So I figured lock him out of the top box, give him the bottom box, which is much easier for him to get in and out and take care of those youngsters. But pair number 8. No, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, pair number 8. Gingerbread Man made it over Roxy. Let's see what they do. Alright, guys, moving right down to the very next pair, pair number 9. This bird here I call Little Loft 1013. He was sent to the Little Loft race in California a couple years back. He did phenomenally well. I think one of the better birds in that series. I know I'm being biased because he's mine, but if you look at the competition, he was definitely up there with the top birds. And we're lucky to breed out of him this season. This season, we made him over 1013. She is a direct daughter and 300-mile winner from Warren 155. This year, my only race win was a daughter off of her. So that would make 155 not only a sire, but also a grandsire of winners. Again, the kind of birds you want to move forward with. The kind of birds that have proven themselves over and over again across multiple generations. So we're excited. We're going to see what this produces. That is Little Loft 1013 and 1036. We're going to give her a name. I haven't really decided. Last year, I lent her out to a buddy of mine and we split the youngsters. So I'm kind of first year breeding out of her myself. We'll see what she can do. She's also already bred a winner. I can't see anything negative about this pair here. I think the colors are going to be nice. I think the birds are going to be phenomenal. But we're going to wait and find out, guys. Pair number 9. Alright, moving right along. This is pair number 10. We are one away from completing this video series, but this is one pair I want to talk a bit more about. There's a funny story of how this pair came to be. But before we do, I just want to cover the birds themselves. Let's zoom in a little bit there. That right there I call Dre. Dre was a gift from Andre Tomas. Andre reached out to me and he said he had a really nice red cockbird. He felt some kind of way about the bird, and he said he'd love for me to try him out, breed out of him. And boy, was he right. Bred out of him last year, and he gave me some really good youngsters. In fact, I bred him to this exact hen. I called this hen Hemi. I raced her a couple years back from Jason Jordan. She raced super well. She earned her spot in my box. Her band number is 426, so I call her 426 or 426, so I call her Hemi. But nonetheless, guys, this is the number 10 for this season. I'm remating. This is my only remate because of what they did last year. So let me go ahead and back up. Let me allow them to come out and eat, and I'll share the story with you guys for those that are willing to listen. Last year, I had Dre in this box here. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Dre was in this initial box here. I had Dre made it to 1003, which was a daughter off of Crispy. I had Hemi made it over Boy Blue. At about 10 days, let me rephrase that, see if I get this right. With youngsters in the bull at about 10 days old, 1003 decided to leave the nest and kick out Hemi out of her nest and finish raising Hemi's babies. Now, in my close to 40 years of having pigeons, I've never seen a hen leave a nest with youngsters, go into another nest, and finish raising those youngsters. So when I realized what she had done and Hemi had no place, I slowly started to put her in here a couple minutes at a time until she eventually stuck. She eventually finished raising those youngsters with Dre, and the second round of babies were off of them, which were better racers than it was with Dre in 03. So because they only gave me one pair of babies and they did so well, I'm going to try them again this season to see if I can get 3, 4, maybe 5 youngsters out of them and see how they do and they actually get a chance. But again, in my 40 plus years or close to 40 years of having pigeons, I've never seen a hen leave babies in the bowl to go to another cockbird. And it just so happened Hemi had no place to go, so she eventually, I got her to take with Dre, and it was a click. A mating that I was obviously not doing or thought of doing, and it simply worked. I thought it was a super funny story. I wanted to share it last year. I just didn't make any more videos after the first initial couple that I made, and the story was kind of lost, but just wanted to share that with you guys. I know for the pigeon nerds like us, stories like that are very unique and a joy to hear. But again, in my years, I've never seen a hen leave a nest with babies in the bowl. But I'm glad they did, because that proves that these two are a much better pair than him and 03 were. So pair number 10, we got one to go. I'll give them a few more minutes here, and we'll move on to the very last pair, because I'm getting cold again. All these 10-15 minute intervals, at 20 plus degrees, it gets pretty damn cold. So we'll see you guys on the very last pair here shortly. Pair number 11, guys, the last pair, and I'll tell you what, I'm getting so cold. I'm kind of excited to get done with this video because it just takes forever. Pair number 11, and my final pair of the season. That is a bird I call Gingy, or better yet, my wife calls Gingy. It was a late hatch off of Gingerbread Man, and I can't remember the hen, but I'll put her on the screen there. My wife decided to stock the bird just because of the color. She fell in love with that grizzling color, and you know, if the wife gets involved or the kids get involved, you always make exceptions. He has not yet raced or proven himself as a breeder, but we're gonna go ahead and give him a really good hen. This is 1080. You guys remember 1080 from previous videos. She is a direct daughter off of Crispy, when Crispy was mated to a, let me rephrase that, she is a direct daughter off of Boy Blue, and when she was mated to Crispy, they produced another race winner. She is a race winner 180 miles, and I believe she produced another race winner at a similar distance. I have to double check, but I'm not 100% sure. So that makes Boy Blue sire and grandsire winners. Again, you'll start to see a pattern here, and I'll talk more about that after this very final pair. But I figure if I want to give him a try, despite his color and despite his lack of performance, I want to give him a good producing hen, give him the best chance to really earn his spot here. Again, one of my wife's favorites. Personally, I don't think I would have kept him, but then again, you never know. You never know how the birds are gonna go, and when you get the wife involved in pigeons, or the kids for that matter, you make exceptions. You give them a box, you let them enjoy the sport like we enjoy it, even if it is over maybe just a pretty colored bird. We're gonna see, guys. The genetics are there. I'm excited to see what they do in terms of colors and in terms of performance, so only time will tell. Pair number 11, Gingy over 1080. We'll see how they do, guys. Oh, let's go ahead and back up. Alright guys, let's wrap up this video. It's long and drawn out. Not so much long, but I'm just super cold and it's becoming uncomfortable being out here. I did have to switch these two over. As I was making the video on Dre, I realized this was his nest box from last year. And again, these three cocks are so similarly colored. If you're not keen on looking at band numbers or just spotting out the slight differences, I made the mistake and put him in the center box. So the moment I let him out, he immediately came over here and started fighting against the wire to try to get to his box. So that was a crucial mistake on my part. I should have been paying more attention. Again, it's just so cold, and I try to get things wrapped up, you know, as quickly as I can, and that's not always the best option because silly mistakes like that do happen. And if I didn't catch it now, it would have just been broken eggs potentially, or killed babies or something of that nature. So I'm glad to have caught it. And with that being said, guys, for most of the really keen subscribers, I guess you may have noticed that I did retire a few cockbirds this season. I did retire Connie, Titan, and Hapico. They just... I don't know why I decided to do it. Hapico was a much older cockbird. That's the only reason why he's gone. I didn't call these birds. They are breeding in others' lofts. I just kind of wanted to make some room for young blood, vitality. Trying my best to keep the loft young with sons and daughters off my very best. With that being said, as soon as I got rid of, or let me rephrase that, as soon as I handed off Titan, within an hour, I got the information back from Firebird that the son that I sent off a Titan had won the race for him outright. Again, that was within an hour of getting rid of him, so it's not like I handed off bad quality birds. Connie as another example. Connie a few years back bred me that 500-mile winner that I also gifted to Firebird. Firebird bred him this year and produced race winners as well. So sire, grandsire to race winners, so it's not like I gave away bad birds. It was time for them to go. Age was a big factor, and then limited space. I could only keep about 11 cockbirds in here, 12 if I really push it in that empty box, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm starting to shake, and you guys will see the camera moving around a little bit. So I think we'll cut the video off here, guys. I'll spend a few hours editing and see what I can do for trying to make this as entertaining as possible and not just me talking. So we'll see you guys on the next one.